I recently picked up this HP Envy home PC on Facebook Marketplace for only $25. Now, I'm always on the lookout for cheap PCs on Facebook Marketplace and on Craigslist, and when I saw this for only 25 bucks, I had to grab it. This is an HP Envy 750-514. So this has got an i5 7400, 8 gigs of RAM, and a 1 terabyte mechanical hard drive. That hard drive does have Windows 10 on it, and so basically it's a fully functional home PC I got for only 25 bucks. It also came with a mouse and a keyboard, and it included an old monitor, but I told the seller I didn't want that monitor because it was a really old monitor. It didn't have an HDMI port or a display port, so I really wasn't interested in that. So I'm going to take a closer look at this PC, then I'm going to clean it up a bit, then do some upgrades to see if we can get this to play some games. So up top here we got some USB ports, we have a headphone jack, USB Type-C port, and this looks like a memory card slot reader. And here's a look at the back. We got some more USB ports here, and we also have two HDMI ports, which is nice. You could see that fan's a little dusty, so I'm going to open this up in a second and see how bad it looks on the inside. And when we open it up, we have lots of dust here, especially on those fans. We have a 300-watt power supply, only 2 slots for the RAM sticks. Wish this thing had 16 gigs of RAM, but 8 will have to do. We have the mechanical hard drive there on the left. Lots of dust on those cables. So what I'm going to do here is clean this up a bit, reapply the thermal paste on the CPU. I'm going to put in a GPU, which I'll show you which one in a moment. And I'm going to swap out the mechanical hard drive for an SSD. All right, let's go ahead and get rid of some of this dust. Okay, now let's get to the CPU so we could add in some new thermal paste. All right, now let's see how bad the thermal paste is here. And, not too bad. I've seen worse, but we're still going to apply some new thermal paste. Here is the i5 7400. I could upgrade this to a 7th gen i7 if I wanted to, or the cheaper thing to do would probably find the Xeon equivalent, so I might look into doing that in the future. And here's that 1 terabyte mechanical hard drive. So what I'm going to do is put in a 2.5-inch SSD. I have one here that I actually just pulled from a different PC. It already has Windows 10 installed on it, so it should boot up right into this. Now for the GPU, I got the Quadro K2200 GPU. These really aren't meant for gaming, but it should get the job done. It's got 4 gigs of GDDR5. No need to plug it into the power supply. It'll go right into the PCIe slot, and this thing only cost me 30 bucks. Okay, I got the SSD in there. It's not really mounted or anything, but I'll do that at a later time. And there we have the GPU in there. So now I'm just going to boot this up and see what this thing can do. Alright, so I booted up into Windows 10 without any issues. We got that i5 7400 there. Only 8 gigs of RAM, which is, will definitely limit us. I really wish that this had 16 gigs of RAM. You really need a minimum of 16 gigs to do any kind of real gaming. And of course, we have that Quadro K2200 with 4 gigs of VRAM. So now I'm going to run the Heaven benchmark score. Alright, in Heaven benchmark, we got an FPS of 45.5 and a score of 1146. Not too bad considering I only invested $55 into this. Alright, now let's try out a couple of games. Here's Minecraft. I didn't change any of the settings. I simply opened it up and started playing. And as you can see here, we're getting a solid 60 FPS. And here's Street Fighter V, medium settings. Getting another solid 60 FPS here. And this K2200 is pretty solid so far.
Damn it!
And here's Forza Horizon 5. This is on low settings, 1080p. The FPS is set to 60, but as you can see, we can't quite hit 60 FPS. We're in the mid to high 40s here, but it won't hit 60.
You have arrived at your destination.
So then what I did is I dropped the resolution down to 720p, still at low settings, and when I do this, I do get 60 FPS here. Here's Fortnite in performance mode, 1080p, no cap on the FPS, and you'll see here that the i5 7400 is maxing out at 100%. Remember, I'm only working with 8 gigs of RAM here as well. So then I capped the FPS at 120 to see if it would help ease that 100% usage on the i5. And it did help a little, but only when there wasn't a lot going on screen, when I wasn't in a battle or anything. Once I start, a lot of stuff going on screen and there's a battle going on, it does go back up to 100%. And finally, I gave Spiderman Remastered a try, and this is on very low settings, and it can't quite make it to 30 FPS. It kind of makes it there sometimes, but it's still struggling. So overall, not too shabby here. So let's review. I got this hpenvy for 25 bucks. The Quadro K2200 was $30 on eBay. I had an SSD already, but if I didn't have it, I could have picked one up on Amazon for 20 bucks. So that's a total of $75 for a PC that can play Minecraft, Roblox, Forza Horizon 5, and Fortnite. I'm sure this would do great at emulation as well. Let me know what you guys think of this build in the comments below. Do you think this was a good deal? So that's going to do it for this video. Please hit that like and subscribe button. I would appreciate it. Thanks for watching.